All right, welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nick. I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today, talking about the games for Thursday, September 5th, WNBA games. So, the transactions for today were that Amy Atwell signed a 7-day contract with the Phoenix Mercury. It's her first contract with them. So, this is at the end of the season. They kind of needed, she didn't play today, from my understanding. They did have a game today, but she didn't play. But yeah, they definitely need the help. Since the Olympic break, they haven't been doing as well. I don't know what's happening. I mean, they did clinch the playoffs, so that's good for them. But we'll see what happens for the next couple of weeks. There were two games on today. The first game was the Seattle Storm versus the New York Liberty. Both teams have clinched the playoffs, but now it's kind of about placing. So you want to get in the right place. So you face the team that you want to face, especially in the knockout rounds. Things to note about this game: Dwayne Wade and Flava Flav were at the game. I like to call it D. It's like Dwayne. His name is spelled so weird. But and also Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe were at the game supporting the Liberty. In the first quarter, Gabby Williams for the Storm was making a really great impact, and so was Jonquel Jones for New York, playing really well, pushing that lead. There's a point though, Gabby Williams got popped in the nose and was bleeding, but the Storm were able to keep the game relatively even. It was 20 to 24 points at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, it was much of the same in the second quarter as the first quarter. Sabrina started lighting it up for New York, and then Skylar Diggins-Smith was lighting it up for Seattle Storm, and the score was 36 to 40. Now we go into the third quarter. Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd. So Brianna Stewart for New York, Jewel Lloyd for Storm. Both of them were pretty quiet almost until this point in the game when they actually started waking up. I guess I don't know. It's just a really slow start for them. It's a tight quarter halfway through, but then Skylar started cooking. She started really kind of putting it together. I mean, that's kind of been in the indication for her the entire season, is she's played much better later in the year. Liberty in the quarter with a small lead, 57 to 62. Now you go into the fourth quarter. Brianna Stewart finally started putting shit together. Liberty started to extend that lead, and it was they had 10 points. Oh my god! And there was 3 minutes left, and I was like, "Ooh, it does not look good for the Storm." And then there was a point where Jonquel Jones popped Nneka Nwunike in the face. She is always getting hit in the face. Oh my god! But the game ended 70 to 77. Pretty low scoring game. I really do think that the Storm could have won this game, but they didn't. And the Liberty sweep the Storm, and this is their seventh win in a row. Now let's look at the box score for this. The Seattle Storm, Gabby Williams had 17 points. She had a fantastic night, really helping out. Just wasn't enough. Nneka had quite a quiet night. She only had 9.6 rebounds, 3 steals though. Ezzie McAvoy had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks because she's a blocking machine. Like I said, Joel had a really quiet night. She only had 6.6 rebounds and 6 assists. Oh no, just 6 rebounds. Excuse me. Really quiet night for her. Skylar Diggins-Smith had 21 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And that was kind of it. A couple of points from a couple other people, but nothing significant. Now, the New York Liberty, on the other hand, had a lot more firepower, more even firepower, I would say. So, Benijah Hamilton is back. She's in the starting lineup after her injury. 18 points, was 6 rebounds. And then Brianna Stewart had 14 points and 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Not bad considering she didn't start making any shots until the third quarter. Jonquel Jones had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. She had a really great monster night. Sabrina Ionescu had 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. And Liana Fibic had 5 points, and then everyone else had just a couple points, adding to the total. So, but yeah, pretty low scoring game, but Liberty bring out the win. The last game of the day was the Washington Mystics versus the Phoenix Mercury. This is a very important game for the Washington Mystics because they're number 10 in the rankings, and there's only 1 spot left at number 8 for the playoffs. So, and they just came off of a win their last game. They've been playing just really well the last part of the season. The Mercury have already clinched the playoffs, so they don't really need to win this game, but it's good for placement. Natasha Cloud is back for the Mercury because she was suspended for her technicals last game, and then Beck Allen is still out for a hamstring, and Charisma Osborne still out for a lower leg injury for the Merc. Now for Washington Mystics, Shakira Austin is still out with an ankle injury. That girl is always hurt, unfortunately, and unfortunately, it didn't matter. It didn't matter for the Mystics. So the first quarter, even start to the game. Oh my God, Cindy Brunson is one of the commentators, and she makes these really funny little quips. And she said, grab a snack, and come on back. She says that a lot in the game. It's pretty funny when you go to like commercial break. Anyway, but the Mystics do seem to be like in a bit more control in this game. Celeste Taylor, the rookie, was doing some rookie shit for sure, but she was also producing at the same time. So I'm just so impressed with her. Monique Billings had this monster block on Jade Melbourne, but then right like immediately afterwards, someone makes a shot. I think it was Katie Lou, no, Carly. The Samuelson sisters, Carly, I think, end up scoring, and then into the quarter, the Mystics are leading 24-15 in the first quarter. I was like, this ain't looking good. Second quarter, Carly gets hit in the head when Kalia Copper goes for the ball. She gets the ball and comes down with her arm, and her elbow hits Carly like right here, or no, maybe right here. Yeah, and this giant fucking knot on her head. It's ginormous and it's immediate. I feel bad for her. Like, she had to ice that thing. It was already blue. Oh, it looked bad. But basketball play. She played really well tonight though, so maybe that was inspirational for her to get hit in the face. Regardless, like I said, Mystics were very much in control during this quarter. Kalia Copper gets her third foul against Carly, but it does look a little BS when you replay. It looks like Carly just falls down on her own, and the refs call it a foul. Then the refs call a foul on Sophie Cunningham against Emily Inksler, who also just falls down on her own accord. She like trips over her own feet. I'm like, what? The refs were just like awful. They're just so bad. It's just really, if you want to see like what people are talking about, like bad reffing, this is a good example. The Mystics are in complete control regardless of the fouls, and it's 50-32 at the half. And I was like, damn, it's not gonna be good. Third quarter, not much has changed in this quarter. Washington Mystics are firmly in control, and they end that quarter 75-56. And then I'm not gonna lie, in the fourth quarter, I stopped paying attention. I started playing on my phone, looking at TikTok. I just like, it's hard to watch when a team is getting blown out pretty much, and it was pretty obvious that the Mystics were going to win, and the game ended 90-77. But I will share the box score, of course. So for the Phoenix Mercury, Kalia Copper had 11 points, 5 rebounds. Sophie Cunningham had 6. Brittany Griner had 15 points, 1 block, 5 rebounds. Diana Taurasi only had 8 points, so a really quiet night for her. Natasha Cloud had 13 points, 5 assists. Monique Billings had 13.7 rebounds. She had a pretty good night. In 2 steals and 3 blocks. She had a monster night, actually. Then the Washington Mystics, who just put it together. Brittany Sykes had 14 points, 1 steal. Aaliyah Edwards had 6.6 rebounds. Same as Stephanie Dolson. Ariel Atkins had 7 points. And then Julie Van Loo had 13 points. Carly Samuelson had 19 points. I guess once she got hit in the head, she turned it on. Emily Inksler had 10 points, been playing fantastic, and Shatori had 7. So there was like, excuse me. Oh, and Sika Kone had 8. So there was like a lot of players who had 6, 7, 8 points, and that just really that help from the whole bench. Like almost everyone scored. Jade Melbourne didn't score, and Shug didn't score, but like everyone who played scored. So as opposed to the Mercury, where everyone who did play, and everyone scored except for Makia Herbert Harrington, but a lot of people just got like 2 or 3 points. So it wasn't enough. It was not enough to combat the Mystics. They're playing really well, so I could see them doing good things. They might, you never know. They might be the sleeper team that gets that 8th spot. So we will see how things happen and play out. But that is my updates for today. If you like this kind of comments, this kind of content, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, follow, do all the things on social media except comment, because I don't care. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.